All right. Welcome to the Legendary Upside YouTube channel or the Spike Week YouTube channel, wherever you're watching this. My name is Pat Crane. I'm here with Erik Beimfohr. We're going to be drafting a Best Ball Mania 6 draft. Erik, how's it going?
It's wonderful, Pat. I've learned sometimes I bite off a little more than I can chew, and you got to experience that today when, full disclosure, it's my 37th birthday today.
Happy birthday.
And so, yeah, thank you. And so I'm also very old at 37. And so we do
You're younger than me.
We do daytime stuff.
So
Okay. So I don't like to go out like till
talking
all
about how old
hours.
you
We don't. So we were going to do something during the day today, right? It's nice outside. Let's get outside, and maybe have a couple cocktails with lunch or something like that. And I'm talking to Pat and I'm like, I'll get back, right? I'll get back in the afternoon. You're on the West Coast, so it's fine. And got back. And as I'm on my second beer with lunch, I was like, Pat, you want to just like rip a draft later or something? Because I don't think I have it.
We were going to do like a whole thing that required like a lot of thought.
I don't think I had it in me.
We need to like listen and then form thoughts and then speak them all live. All of that happening live on the internet.
I don't think we would have continued to get views on our pods every week if I was fresh off of being out in the sun all day and a handful of beers and started trying to give like actual serious best ball advice. Then there was a tornado in St. Louis. So it's been a day. But I did get a little nap in. So I'm feeling good. I'm ready to draft some teams.
Nice. Yeah, happy birthday. I'm excited to rip a birthday BBM 6. Feels like good luck. Feels like this could be the winner right here. KZ says that I'm 57. Which I don't know if you watched the studio, the Apple TV show with Seth Rogen.
No, but it's like near the top of my list of must need to watch ASAP.
Bryan Cranston in the most recent episode, he's hilarious. He's not in most of the episodes, but he's like in the first one, and then he kind of comes back later. At one, he goes, "How old do you think I am?" It's Bryan Cranston, Breaking Bad, Malcolm in the Middle.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "How old do you think I am?" He goes, "I don't know, 65." He goes, "That's the goal. I'm 82."
There's a clip from Impractical Jokers, which of course I'm not sure how many people watch Impractical Jokers. I always feel like everybody gets introduced to Impractical Jokers in March. It's always on. It's like, oh, the March Madness, the Final Four is over. Welcome to Impractical Jokers. It's the only time people ever see it. But I love that show, and there's a kind of a famous bit that they do silly stuff like in grocery stores and all that kind of stuff, and they go up to some guy and they're doing the like ask how old they are or whatever, and the guy asked one of the jokers, like, how old do you think I am? And the guy's like, I don't know, 57 or something like that, and he said 77, and the guy was like, it's the exact same thing. He was like, yep, see, like I'm happy. That's my goal, is every single time somebody guesses it, they guess it younger. Now 77 to 57, I'll never be at that, but I won't make it to 77 probably, but they definitely won't be saying I'm 57 when I'm 77.
It's nice when KZ guesses I'm 20 years older than him. That makes me feel good.
Exactly. Happy weekend.
So Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas. Anyone jump out here?
It's Amon-Ra or Nico to me, but unless you want to do something funky, I pretty much just take Amon-Ra or Nico with the goal of getting like two of Amon-Ra, Nico, BTJ, Bowers.
Yeah. Well, we will get one of we'll get let's go ahead and throw Brian Thomas in there. Got the sidekick rolling here. It's recommending Achan ahead of Bowers, so gonna have to adjust the way it's doing the recommendations.
Kick rocks,
kick rocks, buddy. Yeah.
Right before this, I did a little warm up draft, and I'm not certain I landed the plane, but I did London. Oh, see, so I'd definitely take BTJ here, just a little tougher combo.
Now, Erik, what do you think about the overlapping? Wait, it's there a buy overlap? Yeah, overlapping week 8 buys. You good with
if you, God damn it, dude, we're starting off with this. the second pick we make. I know, like, it's Friday. We're having a little fun. We're not talking all that seriously, but we're doing the bye week thing immediately.
Are we sure that Bowers isn't a better pick than BTJ?
No, I'm not sure. I think I've really so. I don't know. BTJ is just a guy to me that's like, I feel so cozy about it. But we are starting to get like this small little discount, I think, because of the Hunter, right? The Hunter selection, I think has, BTJ is never going to fall to like pick 19 or something like that. But sometimes he will fall a smidge. You and I have agreed on Bowers and McBride since February, but
yeah,
I've even become like,
wow, Bowers. Look at how late Bowers fell.
That's crazy. Bijan Bowers. Wow. I've started to even come around to like, I don't know, these guys might just be even more powerful than I'm thinking. Like, as I do drafts, I'm like punting off tight end so much because the mid tier is just like really not appealing. Like, once Kittle's gone, like, no offense, Sam Laporta, no offense, TJ Hawkinson or whatever, they're not like really difference makers. And so I'm just like,
yeah,
whatever I get, if I don't get McBride or Bowers, maybe Kittle, I'm just like, I don't really care what my tight end, just mix and match a bunch. Like, there's so many warm bodies from like pick 120 on or whatever. And so I'm like, well, if I feel so neutral about tight end after the superstars, I'm like, how powerful are those goddamn superstars? Like, they might just be why aren't we taking prime Travis Kelce in the second round, prime Antonio Gates or whatever in the second round?
I would love to have a Bowers share there in the middle of the second round. That's crazy. Yeah, Thomas, his setup is kind of similar to Bowers, in some ways. Like, we're not expecting him now to like have everything, but he's really good and he'll have plenty. And the offense should be it could be very strong in the case of Jacksonville, but it should be like, good enough in the case of Las Vegas. So you would break a tie to Bowers based on that alone. And then, as far as like racking up yards, I think I would take Thomas over Bowers, but not by like a lot.
No.
So it's like you got to weigh the tight end eligibility. It's kind of how much are you weighing that, but I don't know. It could mean a lot.
I've struggled with BTJ because it just feels like so slam dunky to me, like second year clear superstar. We don't have any, like, there's nothing to be upset about, and we can get him with Amon-Ra St. Brown, with Nico Collins, with Malik Neighbors, with, we can get him with those guys, and it's like that feels incredible. So I'm kind of not going super crazy with really any of the wide receivers through. Now, I know they did not go in this order, but like AJ Brown is like a little mini tier break for me. And I'm just kind of like, I want all these guys. Right. And I want Bowers. I want all the wide receivers. So like, sorry, Derrick Henry, you're going to bury me again for the fifth year in a row.
Derrick Henry's going to bury me again too. We'll be there together. Are you interested in, so top of sidekick is Tet, the elites, Brees, Evans is here. I think Evans is fine too.
I think I'm fine with Evans. I've been taking a bunch of Brees too, so I'm totally open to Brees.
I like Brees a lot. No surprise. He's one of my guys, but I still think he's really good.
What has changed? We just took him in the first round last year.
Yeah,
I know, like Rodgers versus Fields or whatever, but Rodgers didn't help Brees.
Give me these coaches, man.
Yeah,
give me these coaches. Todd Downing was the better of the two, and he's like, it was a disaster. He couldn't figure out how to get production out of Derrick Henry. He made Derrick Henry inefficient.
Literally the only human in the history of Derrick Henry's life to make that, like, since whatever, you've seen Derrick Henry's high school stats, right? And then you saw him at Alabama, and then you see him with the Titans. Like, it was impossible to make him inefficient except for one man.
One man figured out how to do it. All right, we could do Tet, Evans. We could still do Lamar. Travis Hunter gives us the, oh wow, this guy doubles up quarterback. Travis Hunter gives us the Jag stack.
I've been kind of avoiding that a little bit, the Jag stack thing.
I kind of want to as well.
a lot. I like Evans here. I love McMillan, but I'm totally fine with Mike Evans. Like I get it.
Have a little fun.
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
All right.
I'm easily one of the. By the way, I call him T-Mac. Okay, I understand.
Okay, T-Mac. Yeah,
are calling him Tech.
Oh no, we got Evans for some reason. Whatever. Maybe it was for the best.
Now I'm not going to go on the spiel. Now we're gonna have to do another fucking draft to take this.
I had a little freeze action here.
Yeah, that California internet.
California internet.
But like,
well, see, network error. Look at that. It wasn't me. It wasn't the fingers.
Third party. That's what we call third party issues.
We couldn't update your queue. Thanks for letting me know.
Thank you for letting me know.
Late.
After.
It's nice of you to let me know. We couldn't update your queue. Oh, really? I didn't notice. I thought you did update my queue. You couldn't update your queue. They're telling me a bunch just in case you forgot. We couldn't update your queue. Okay, thank you. Noted.
Oh, that's really fun. Yeah, 5 seconds after you gave me a player I didn't want. Thank you.
No notes. This is going great.
Karain moves clear across the country and still has network issues, says artillery for us. Oh man. No, I the Travis Hunter thing with BTJ is just like it's one of those, like, I get it, right? But it's kind of like the right side of the board T with Jamar Chase, where people are like, oh, double stack. Here I go. Double stack my Jacksonville, right? Got pick 11, yep. took Amon-Ra, and then took BTJ, and now I'm going to take Travis Hunter. And I'm like, you and I have discussed Travis Hunter at length. I don't want to spend our Friday night doing that. But like, I actually kind of think I would love to separate my Travis Hunters from my BTJs, at least a lot more than the field is doing. Like, I'm not saying I'm never taking them together, but I would love, like, put Evans in place of him, put T-Mac in place, put to whoever, right? Pick your poison. Put those guys in place of Hunter. Then get Hunter with Neighbors. Get Hunter with Puka, right?
Thank you to odds here. I thought my queue had been updated, so it's nice for them to let me know. I love that you couldn't update your queue. It's sitting there. At this point, it's like kind of a dick move.
This is just a straight troll. Yeah,
it's a troll. The site is trolling me.
in the code on the back end of Underdog somewhere, it says like, if streamer, if live or whatever, and if air, then never fucking remove it. Just leave it there for the rest of the show.
At a certain point, it does sort of become an apology. Like, it is, it's if it's up long enough, it's kind of like, all right. You're really taking ownership of this a lot more than I thought.
I think you need to use like italics or like punctuation or something to make it clear that it's like, there's nothing. That's straight robot. Like, I don't care. We couldn't update your, not even a period. They wouldn't even put a period at the end of it. It's like, fuck off, dude. We didn't update it.
I would appreciate if they did the shrug, not the emoji, but with the characters.
Right? Yes.
They gave me that.
Dude, that would be elite. We need to support at Underdog Fantasy right now. When put the shrug guy at the end of the, we couldn't update your queue.
You know what, Spinner? It hasn't updated. I have the app open. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the pick on here, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I can't update my queue.
This is New York's problem. This is the New York people. The New York people are back on.
Oh, you think that's what's happening?
That's it.
Congrats to Underdog. Congrats to everyone in the state of New York. Draft games are back in New York. You love to see it. I'll be actually in New York in like 2 weeks. Continuing to run hot, Eric. I'm going back to New York, and they get draft games reinstated right before I get there. So that's
the 3-year-long Karain Sun run fucking continues.
I'm still
just waiting.
Going.
Just waiting. It's baseball season, and people love to joke about, hot streaks and regression and all that different stuff. It's like, you would be every tout's worst nightmare in baseball. Just like Karain hit another home run. Like, you think Aaron Judge is hot? Wait till you see Pat Karain stuff on the plate.
At this point, New York, it's a good thing I booked that trip, right? RJ Harvey.
Oh, love me some RJ Harvey, man. Yes, very fun.
We didn't get to have fun with Tet McMillan, so we definitely have fun here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So no one can see this, but actually you can see that. I'll show you right here. I've put RJ Harvey in the queue, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit draft right there. So he's in.
This is why Casey says this is why you never complain about like the missed clicks or whatever. Like, right, like you just say, no, it's fine. I really liked him anyway. I didn't have a preference, instead of like tilting about it. Because then this was gonna at least like make the final.
We could do the Godwin double. We could do a Henderson and really have some fun. We could do a Walker Chaperone.
Let's do Travion.
Travion? Okay.
Yeah. Breeze is like
on the screen.
he's gonna put his phone up for every pick. We're live streaming with the board on the screen, and it's not like the phone's helping the audio listeners. And you're in this small little, but like imagine watching this on your phone and not on like your computer or your TV or something, and you bad putting the phone.
People are still afraid of these tools. Hey, don't blame it. This is not the tools. The tools is not the problem here.
You can't prove that. You can't prove that. Right? That if the argument that we shouldn't have tools is that I can't tell you how it's going to change this game, but the robots are going to solve everything, right? That's the thing. The argument is, the Terminator is coming to best ball. Like, you also can't say that the Terminator is not currently ruining this team. Take the cartridge out and blow in it, for fuck's sake.
Here's my draft. You got the draft going here.
Welcome to Legendary Upside. Buy the sidekick, but make sure you take the cartridge out and blow it first. Oh, shit.
Hey, the sidekick's working just fine. I'd like that to be clear.
I'm gonna pretend it's not because it's funnier. You get 40% off Spike Week if you subscribe to Legendary Upside. Combine both tools and watch your fucking house burn to the ground because it's too much power.
Chaos is what we root for, It's a chaos stream.
That's what we say. We need chaos, but this is not the general kind of game. Oh shoot, man. It's funny. We're putting the draft in rice.
We're putting this draft in rice. I wish we had Rashee Rice. That would be really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Shame we don't.
The chat is on fire this evening.
It's kind of fun that we got Brees and then the two rookies. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. Like a Brees chaperone is, this kind of works in a funny way with Evans over T-Mac.
Right.
And then using like Evans, Brees as like these like expensive chaperones to Harvey, Henderson, and probably the kinds of wide receivers we're going to have to take now, right? Since we took 3 running backs, it's kind of fun.
It is fun. And we have this little bring back thing happening with the Jets running back and the Patriots pass catching running back. I think that could work okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Didn't this happen? When Brees that was the year you won, right? When Brees went nuts against the Browns.
No, that wasn't the year. That was the year after. That was the year after. That was the year where you actually finished ahead of me, but we made the same amount of money.
Yeah, exactly. I fucking lapped you, and we made the same amount of money because the payout. Because all the people who hate the tools fucking whined about regular season prizes. So I lost like $100K. He had 12 in Best Ball Mania and made 15.
I finished 37th, and we had the same payout.
This year, that's like $150,000. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't see the problem.
Pat bought a new house in San Diego, and I'm, barely paying off credit cards or whatever over here with my winning.
We're still renting.
Oh, shit.
All right. Now every time Khalil Shakir's at the top, Davis unfriends me on social media. But I don't know. I think he's fine. TJ Hawkinson, you talked about how we don't have the elite tight ends don't really care. I think he's an okay pick. We could do Emeka Ibuka.
I don't mind
the double
Baker Ibuka and
Do you want to do Ibuka first?
Do Ibuka first because he's got a double elite quarterback at the turn.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
And Ibuka.
Right, so I got Ibuka in the queue here, and gonna go ahead and hit draft just so you can see there. I just hit draft. Infield's at the top of the second. You know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh no, I couldn't update. Oh, it did update.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, but don't take that. Don't.
I'm not gonna trust it. But it is nice to see that we can put guys in there.
Maybe, or is it an illusion?
I mean, it's. You know what? I can check on the app. I can check on log. Exit the draft. It's in there. Yeah, it registered. Okay, it's real.
So it's actually updating, but now it's telling us it's not. So now it is lying to us.
I think it's just really sorry about that other time.
That's why the shrug is necessary. Additional commentary is necessary.
Yeah. Guys, you could refresh the page.
He has tried refreshing the fucking page. Honestly, I know Pat's got crazy hair, that he looks like a Californian, real laid back and everything. He is aware of the refresh button.
No, I haven't refreshed it because in all honesty, sometimes when I refresh it, it makes me log back in and I just don't want to deal with it. So
I thought you did. I thought you did click refresh.
No, I never did.
So it's just the we couldn't update your queue is actually
it's just like going nuts. Like it is just going off. Yeah. Do you want to do Baker, I assume?
Yeah.
All right. Look at that. Didn't have to click on the app.
It worked. Nice.
It worked. Yeah.
This team's pretty fun.
It is pretty fun.
It's been a bizarre route to get to it, but
your queue may or may not be updated. Yeah. Have you tried calling your best ball cabal rep? All right, let's answer a real question. How do you guys feel about the quarterback pocket this year between 100 and 130? Do you think it will be filled with as many landmines as the running back pocket last year? Absolutely not. I think it's an awesome spot to take quarterbacks.
Yep. Most of my teams have two from Baker to that. I do like Penix goes after that, Geno goes after that, Kim Ward goes after that. I like those guys too. But my favorite quarterbacks all go in that. May, Herbert. I'm definitely forgetting guys. Love goes there, Stroud goes there, Purdy goes there, Dak goes there.
Yeah, they're all about to come off. Yeah.
Yep.
We can look right here. Kyler, Nix, Fields, Purdy,
yep.
Goff, Dak, Herbert, May, Love, Stroud, Lawrence, McCarthy. I think there's like a little tier break before McCarthy, but
yeah, I would agree.
McCarthy, Penix, Ward. Tua is kind of his own thing, but has some upside. I think he works as part of 3 quarterback builds for sure. Cam Ward, Bryce Young, Matthew Stafford, and Bryce Young. I think you're starting to get into a little bit of like ceiling concerns, but Geno, I think is pretty good especially as like a third quarterback. And then obviously big Richardson's his own thing. You do not want to be dependent on Richardson.
Right. Geno is the last guy I'm cool being dependent on. Right. Where I'm like, I'm getting this guy. I'm comfortable that he's going to give me somewhere in the stratosphere of what I'm expecting. Right. Kind of after that is when you get into is this guy going to play? How much is he going to play? Does he suck so bad that I don't care that he's even playing? It gets tricky after that. So it's very, very different from what it's been at quarterback. But the question also asked about that running back pocket. What makes that quarterback pocket so awesome is that running back window kind of sucks ass this year. Like it's not that last year that was the sweet spot, right? And I know a lot of guys busted, but also like Chase Brown was awesome. Like there were hits too. I don't really love anybody.
It just started earlier than we thought it did.
Yeah.
If you just extended the pocket and we're like, I'm taking, the Mixon, Jacob, and Walker and Cook and all those guys. Kind of in the classic dead zone, and then I'm also mixing in some of but being entirely dependent on that pocket was the mistake.
Yeah. But that I do like, and I know you and I have talked about this, like what we did here, starting like I kind of treat Breece as that like start of, like the sandwich build. We kind of like let's take some of these running backs from rounds, 3-4 turn down to round 7. take a couple guys in that range as opposed to full blown 0 RB, right? Got to wait till round 8 or 9 or whatever, like mixing it up a little bit. And I think it works really well in this.
The prices have changed, even from 2-3 years ago. They're still different. They're still the wide receivers are more expensive than 2 years ago, even if they're a little less expensive than last year.
Right.
So I think that we almost get a redo a little bit, and then we get one of the best running back draft classes that we've had in a long time. And it puts what did we do right here? We took 2 dead zone backs, like true straight up dead zone backs in the 5th and 6th round. But they're 2 second-round rookie running backs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not dead zone profiles, it's upside profiles. But
right, you're getting upside profiles in dead zone rounds, and then you're getting what used to be the upside rounds, you're getting dead zone backs.
You're getting dead zone backs.
So it's swapped around, so we should swap around how we're drafting.
Exactly. So I mean, honest to God,
Pittman,
what I want to do here
fucking not with Michael
is take Kyle Williams and Drake May, but what do we want to do?
I mean, I love Drake May. It fits on this team. Trevion Brees on the other side. I mean,
I want to do Kyle Williams first or Drake May first?
Probably always the wide receiver with that dude behind us.
Yeah.
He has Lamar and Allen. If he takes, fine, let him have, right? If he takes Drake May, fine. Let him ruin his team.
Yeah, plus we do have Goff as another guy we can add. But yeah, that's fun.
Talk to me about Kyle Williams. How often do you get Jalen Polk 2.0 vibes every time you click them? Like, what percentage of the time do you feel like you're doing Jalen Polk again?
I am doing Jalen Polk again. I get 100% of the same.
Except Jalen Polk is on the team now. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but Jalen Polk's like not one I regret. From a process standpoint, I'm like, if Jalen Polk didn't suck, he would have been an awesome pick.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he sucks. So that sucks. But I don't know, like some percentage of the time that guy's going to suck. And I'm going to be like, sucks. He was my highest drafted receiver. But some percent of the time he just like doesn't suck. And then he's a great pick. So that's kind of, I still feel like that. I didn't really have to be that right about Polk. I just didn't have to be really wrong. Unfortunately, I was really wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, like Kyle Williams is a decent prospect, not a great prospect, but good enough draft capital. Targets are like super available. He doesn't cost a ton. He's maybe a little like we reached for him here.
Yeah.
He's not like a smash from the draft capital to cost basis, but I think if you think about how many targets are available, if he's kind of any good, and then the upside of Drake May in his second season, I think it's just like it's very tilted to the upside. Even like look at like Bateman and Keon Coleman. Like, if first of all, I just don't think Keon Coleman couldn't beat out Mac Hollins for much of last season.
Right.
They
traded for Amari and then played Mac Hollins because Keon wasn't good.
Right. So I don't have that. Bateman, we've got a long history of him not really being much more than
Bateman is just he's attached to Lamar and he's going to run all.
He's attached to Lamar. Yeah. So I'm like, this dude, his competition is coming off, Stephon Diggs off an ACL tear, 31, 30. And Pop Douglas, Hunter Henry, Mac Hollins, Kayshon Boutte,
Kendrick.
I don't know. I don't know if Kyle Williams is really that good, but like if he is, like he could be an awesome pick here. So yeah, it is the Polk bet again, but if you're gonna let me if you're gonna let me like go back, like give me a new version of Polk, and I get to like kind of roll with like all the same range, I'm like yeah, sure, sick. New guy, same range, great. I think I'm in. I don't feel like it was like a process error I made plenty of process errors last year, but I don't think Polk was really.
Didn't we all?
really one of them. It's to the extent that I did make a process error on Polk, I think it was around the Patriots floor just being like a lot lower than I really wanted to see it as.
Yeah.
But that's different now too.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this every week for an entire summer last year. I was like, I get it with the May thing, but I wasn't really on the Patriots. I just set aside a percentage of teams that have Hunter Henry every year because like we just always get Hunter Henry at pick 175 and he like is good for the price.
Yeah.
So cool, we'll do Hunter Henry again. But I wasn't as into it this year. I could not feel more different. Like I could not possibly feel more different. It's like you talked about with like the changes for the Jets, changes for Jags, like all the coaching staff was an absolute disaster. So the talent was bad. Let's not kid ourselves. It wasn't only the coaching staff, but when you have dueling,
but the talent being bad is bullish for if Polk was good. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like he was part of the problem of he was like so bad he couldn't get on the field in that situation, which is just like, and so that's what happens with these rookies.
Kayshon Boutte ran every fucking route, and I still can't figure it out because they never threw it to him. It was like, what are they seeing that I'm not seeing?
Well, the one guy throw it to him sometimes, but he was never open. He just made some beautiful throws to Boutte, completely covered, and he would. It's like this only works if you like drop it in from the moon right here, and he would
go
right there.
Yeah, the claw.
The claw. It was the claw. You had to do the claw.
You had to do the claw games at what was Pizza Planet? You got to go to fucking Pizza Planet and drop the claw down for Kayshon Boutte to get a catch. But no, I get. I'm with you. Are you drafting Diggs too? Because I like
Diggs is a little more expensive than I want him to be. I like in the middle of the seventh.
Like pick 80 or whatever.
ACL tear it makes me a little nervous, but I don't hate it. I took a lot of him pre-draft because he was like 2 rounds cheaper.
Mm-hmm. But it's just like it's like back-weighted production of oh boy, see this range.
Sidekick really likes the tight ends because we don't have one and we're pretty set elsewhere.
I mean, I'm
and Evan Ingram's going like
Ingram.
He's way past ADP here.
Yeah, I'm fine.
We've got Harvey.
I was about to say we have Harvey. Yeah, I saw the teammate. Yeah, let's do Ingram. I like the Broncos too.
Me too.
Broncos offense rocks. Bo Nix is like I know you're the Drake, but like I feel awesome about both of those guys heading into year 2. Like you can't be more confident that you're getting a floor of good quarterback play with a ceiling of these guys are stars. Right? If Nix and or May take a nice leap, that happens very frequently. Like as excited as we are about the Jaguars, like I would be pretty shocked if Trevor Lawrence takes a leap to like stardom. Right? We just
Trevor Lawrence gone, by the way, which is I think he would have been kind of a nice third quarterback, but
yeah,
not that we necessarily have to have it, but I think it would be good.
I do like 2 with these 2 guys. I start to get into 3 a little bit shakier, but what do we got here?
Rashad White, we could also do because he's stacked and kind of chaperone element. We could do the tight end.
Rashad White.
I like Goddard. I feel like Goddard's underpriced.
Dude, I think Goddard's my highest on tight end right now.
All right, let's just do Goddard. He won't come back.
The Eagles passing game, I think, has just become flag plant territory for me. Like, get me some of the Eagles passing game, right? Because it's only 3 dudes, and I know that they're expensive, but like it's entirely priced for the fact that they threw the ball like 200 times last year, and like like the overreaction. And I'm not saying Saquon shouldn't go with the 102. I think he should, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying AJ Brown should be the pick 7 again, like he was last year. I'm just saying collectively, we're getting mid second round AJ Brown, late 4th Devontae Smith, and like pick 140 Dallas Goedert, and like they have so many paths to success. They have so many paths to like you're fine if it's like you're not feeling bad that they're on your team, and they have a bunch of paths to like, oh my God, this dude is a smash. Because like if any of them miss a game, they're not throwing the ball to Johnny Wilson and Jahan Dotson.
Yeah.
They're just throwing it to the other dudes. If the defense gets worse, if they just pass more, if Saquon goes down, like there's just like 100 scenarios to where we're like, yeah, dude, like no shit, they weren't going to throw it 350 times again. They threw it 450 and it all went to 3 guys. That's a lot of targets. That's like that's a huge amount of targets.
Artillery Frost, who is the creator of the chaperone term.
Put that in your bio, by the way. The creator,
which is maybe enough to start streaming, and I would encourage you to do so because I don't think Saquon should be the 102. This is what young people are for. We need, and maybe I don't know how old you are, but fresh faces to the game, right? Come in here, plant your flag that Saquon's not the 102 because we are in the medical bay. Okay, we're being patched up from the last time we faded Saquon. We're still getting wrapped up, and they're sort of like, who wants the next wave come in for the Saquon wars?
They're still carrying me off the battlefield, brother. I haven't even made it to the.
Eric just came by. He's just a torso. He's just a torso. I'm
the dude from Monty Python. I'm still getting limbs chopped off.
The last round of the Saquon wars took a lot of your favorite streamers out. So if you want to talk about Saquon not being the 102, yeah, you might need to do that. I can't be bothered to stream. I am 27. Yes, that's still young. Yes, you are still
young. Yeah, Jesus, you're damn near a 2000s baby. That's young.
Yeah.
I think that's my cutoff now. I'll call you. I'll if we'll say you're not young, you're not old, but if year 2000 and on, I can't shake the fact that like every player we were going to draft today is like born.
I know
after year 2000.
Well, I listened to this F1 podcast, and one of the guests on there, she's like 22, and they were talking about something that went down, like the guy who's now the Alpine team principal, like ordered a young race driver to crash the car, and then that came out, and they like proved that it happened, and they all that he got banned for life from F1, but now he's back. Yeah. So this, I guess, happened in 2008, and she goes, yeah, I went back and looked. This happened back in 2008 when I was 5. And the guy goes, come on. Because he's like 42.
Yeah, I was only 5 when that happened. You're like, it was 2008.
That should be impossible.
College. We do need younger people. We've been doing this too long. Talking about it. We can't be the cool hip zero RB bros anymore. We're gonna be in our 40s.
We'll still try. We'll wear some cool sunglasses.
That's why I always wear a backwards hat.
You're wearing a backwards hat right now.
Dude, I've made it the shtick. It's the shtick now. I still do DFS shows for Roto Grinders. And I've been doing some baseball shows. And there's a group of the people in the chat that now call me backwards hat guy. Because they're like new, like I haven't been doing DFS content as much. I do NFL every Sunday, but I haven't been doing like baseball content for years on RG. And so I came back and started doing some of it. And so those people don't know who I am, right? They have no idea. And so they're, who's this backwards hat guy? Because I always have a backwards hat on. And so now that's my thing. That's my shtick, and I'm keeping it.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be stuff like that we're going to think is cool because it used to be cool when we were young. But then it's going to be like old coded to the people. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff. Right. I'm probably doing some of it right now. Talking about how old I am.
We don't even know it. Yeah, we're doing it right now.
Well, we won't know. And we'll think like, oh, look at this. This is so cool. And they're going to be like, oh my God, dude.
I know.
Millennial.
This is my midlife crisis though. Backwards hats and Jordans. That's like my life. I'm definitely
that's backwards hat and Jordans is probably, those are probably double old coded now.
It is. Like that's peak third. That's peak. I just turned 37 and I'm not happy about it. Where
yeah. Yep.
Get some cool lights behind you and do streams about fantasy football. Like really,
it's always cool. BBM6, you know.
Super. Well, I think we've decided you got that one locked up. We're all playing for fucking second. Sun Run's got to stop someday, but probably not this year.
Let's hope. All right, we could just take Hunter Henry, get that done. We could do Brenton Strange. We already have 2 tight ends, so it's like we want Henry, should just take him. We could do McMillan. He stacks. Any of these other guys. I was eyeing Algier, but he's gone.
God damn it. Yeah, the running back thing. Put Henry in there just because I would like him, I think, with one of these two, and it gives us some time to think about what we want to do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I want him with one of the two. I don't really care about McMillan. Our wide receiver,
I don't even really necessarily want McMillan on the team, if I'm being honest. I don't hate it, but
No, I'm not married to that either. I mean, we could do another running back. We only have 3 running backs.
I'm so mad because I love Braylon, but we have Brees. Would you draft them together? Are you going to draft
honestly
Braylon and Brees together?
Like,
because Braylon is my for sure favorite pick here on the board.
Okay, I don't mind it. We spent. It's like we're putting a lot of stress on Brees, and so for very cheap, we can just be like, all right,
That's
Jets
true.
running back hits our lineup like a lot.
It's not like Braylon's not going to play. I mean, Braylon scored 2 touchdowns in like week 1 of last year or whatever it was. Week 1, week 2, can't remember.
Yeah. What if we get sniped on this? What do you like?
Can you pull up running back? Honestly, I don't hate.
Nice. We did not get sniped. All right.
I'm coming around a little bit on Dowdle, and ironically, because I like Chuba, because I've we've talked about you, and I've also talked about Chuba recently. When I was like, I think Chuba's pretty good, like fancy, expensive chaperone who might not actually be a chaperone, right? Like that's what we thought he was a chaperone last year. Now we're paying 6th-round prices for that, but Chuba just might be Chuba. But it's like, I don't know. Dowdle's also like kind of good at football, like not an elite, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a competent enough player. I have like some general optimism for the Panthers, which is like famous last words, but I'm like into the Panthers generally speaking this year, and like Chuba's not going to play every snap. That Dowdle's going to get to play, and then he's the clear handcuff. So I don't know.
Yep.
I'm kind of into Rico Dowdle too. I haven't taken him enough because he goes right next to Braylon, and I just take Braylon every time.
Yeah, I haven't taken much Braylon. He just wasn't that good last year, and I'm, if you're gonna like pit him against Brees, then I'm just gonna be like, yes, he sucks. But also, he's not a bad pick at all, and I should probably take more.
It's the Jets thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like if the Jets were totally mismanaged, it was the coaching shit show, it was the Rodgers shit show. Braylon was out there at whatever he was. Braylon's 21 years old, heading into his 2nd NFL season. Like I believe he's 21 right now. I was looking it up because I drafted
I think you're right.
I drafted a team.
He's 17.
I think it was
freshman.
I think it was this week. Yeah, early declare, and he was 17 as a freshman, dominating in the Big Ten, and then had a very bizarre career. Braylon did, but anyway, I drafted a team.
Like he's really slow.
I drafted very big though. I drafted a team where I'm trying to remember who was like Tyler Algier was my oldest running back by like 2 years or something. And I drafted 7 of the motherfuckers. People were like, Jesus, do you draft anybody like that's with any age? And I'm like, I Googled each one of them, and I'm like, I drafted 2 rookies, and Braylon's my youngest running back. Braylon is going to be, by the time Braylon, by the time Tyler Shuck rookie contract is over, Braylon is going to be younger than Shuck was as a rookie.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like the age difference is
that's hilarious.
He's like Brandon Whedon, and Braylon Allen was 20 as a rookie.
Oh my God.
Braylon is going to be, halfway through his 2nd contract or whatever, and finally get to the age that Shuck is now.
So, well, first of all, there's a couple things I like about this comment. Doodle, I like just Rico Dowdle.
I'm into that.
Tilting you enough to call him Doodle, which, I mean, this guy is not.
But Rico on the Panthers should be Doodle, I think. When you're on the Cowboys, you get Dowdle, but you get Doodle on the Panthers.
Although he did switch to jersey number 5, so let's give him credit for that. But he's a UDFA who turns 27, parentheses young.
I didn't catch that the first.
He is giving him credit. Like he won't call him his actual name, but he is like, well, 27 is young. It's like, oh, okay. I guess you're being pretty fair there.
He's a very old streamer. Doodle is.
Yeah, he's young for a streamer, old for a running back.
Doodle wears a backwards hat. Sorry, Dowdle. Now I'm in my own head with the Doodle Dowdle thing. Dowdle wears a backwards hat. Wearing number 5.
This is a typo. I like it much better as you trolling him. Wait, so I want to get this guy. I like Braylon, but him being 100% drafted and Isaiah Davis being like 2% seems wrong. That's one reason that I'm not as high on Braylon, I think, as you. But I also don't think we should be drafting Isaiah Davis right now either. Like, just Just let me wait. Like, but if I hear like, oh, I think Isaiah Davis might be the 2, then like I'll go hard on Isaiah Davis. But I don't think he's worth the 0 risk of the Jets RB3.
Different coaching staff, different regime. Isaiah Davis does very different things than what Braylon Allen does. Braylon is, we want the big hammer next to Justin Fields. We're never going to throw the ball. We're going to run it up your ass and score right, and he gets goal line touchdowns.
Braylon is your ass.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that what they do?
We're going to spin you around,
run it on, right?
Bend you over the barrel and show you the 50 states. You know what they say in what they say in what movie is that? Horrible Bosses. Great movie.
Oh, come on. This is the type of trolling I don't like. Pat, Fortune Foxborough miniseries just dropped on the Patriots YouTube channel. If you really want to get excited about the bull case, come on. You know I'm not going to watch that. You said it's the Patriots YouTube channel? Okay.
Forged in Foxborough.
I hate the glory days of the Patriots. I only like this crappy version because Drake May's on it.
Who likes, unless you're from there, who likes
dude, I'm pretty into Pat Bryant here.
I'm extremely into Pat Bryant. He's one of my highest known players.
Okay, love it.
He's the next Michael Thomas, dude. What are we talking about?
Come on.
His coach
How are you letting us have the next Michael Thomas in round 15?
We're on this Denver thing.
This is a team where I actually would consider Pop Douglas. I normally don't take him, but we have 3 rookies.
Ibuka, Kyle Williams, and Pat Bryant have some pretty serious when are they actually scoring points for us?
Yeah,
type risk. So I've been taking. I think Pop is fine. I've been taking. What are you doing with Keenan? I've been using Keenan a little bit.
I haven't been taking Keenan. I just don't like. He fell off enough. He doesn't. And then yeah.
Do you fear he's like not going to play?
I fear it's like Amari stuff where like he's like on a team and it's like Odell Beckham stuff where it's like it's over. Like Keenan needs a role. Keenan needs a spot where he can like earn a bunch of targets. If he's in a I don't know. The Bears not bringing him back and then the Chargers not bringing him back. We're getting some signals that the NFL's like, we're good.
Yep. I think it's totally fair. Can I just float one?
Yeah.
My favorite pick on the board, that this is a small reach, but Will Shipley.
Oh, I think we could probably get him when we come back.
He's around 200. Probably. Look at what I know. Now we're never going to get him because I know I said him.
Oh, he's already gone. So I was completely wrong.
He's up to 191 on Underdog. I'm cool.
Do you want to I'd like Giddens here as well. Do you prefer?
Let's do Pop. Let's do Pop.
Okay.
And then takes like I'm fine with Giddens, but I don't know how tangibly different he is from like all the Flyers. And I think Pop both correlates and serves as a purpose that we're looking for at that pick. Yeah, we can't get that later. So
I think we're
be Mike Evans. Chaperone.
Probably done at receiver now.
Yeah, I think running back.
You just tack on 2 running backs.
I would. Yeah, I've been doing a bunch of
tack on just one, but
I've been doing a bunch of 2, 6, 7, 3s at this time of the year. Again, when I'm not doing, like if I don't get the McBride or Bowers thing or Kittle, I'm kind of waiting like we did here at tight end, take 3, because then I also am shielding against some of the tight ends are just like not 0 risk, right? That they're just, they're going to make the team. They're going to play. We know kind of what we're getting. And then using some of those flyers, but smartly on, right? Like the, trying to think of Pat Bryant, right? DJ Giddens. Like I've been taking the Woody Markses and the Jarquez Hunters, and it's like, I don't know what this thing is, but he had like semi-decent draft capital and the situation's appealing, and it's like they're not going to get cut. And like, oh, what's the worst thing that happens? I get the RB3 on the Rams. Like, it's fine. Like, that's fine. Like, I'm totally fine with that. So that's how I've been kind of thinking about it.
Yeah, Jarquez Hunter I like. I as you know, I tend to be more like sensitive to the RB3 guys, but like Hunter he's really interesting. I was just looking at his profile today, going through rankings updates, and you look at Blake Corum, really good success rate, pretty poor elusive rating, but if you look at elusiveness per game, this is all college. Look at elusiveness per game, like 53rd percentile. You look at breakaway yards, breakaway yards as a percentage of his total yards, pretty poor, but breakaway yards per game, like 52nd percentile. Okay. Then you look at Jarquez Hunter, poor success rate, really good elusive rating. But if you look at elusiveness per game, he's like 53rd percentile because he didn't get enough like carries. He wasn't a workhorse the way Corum was, so he didn't break a ton of tackles and stuff per game. But
last year
per
he finally
touch, he
became
was
it, and they sucked. Auburn.
Yeah, this is all career. And then breakaway yards, breakaway percentage, really strong. Breakaway yards per game, basically even with Corum. So they came at it from like the other side, like per touch. Jarquez Hunter is looking really explosive and fun, but he never like proved he could be like the guy you rely on. Corum was like the guy you rely on. And so they drafted him as like a clone of Kyron. But I think the Hunter, it's a different play entirely. It's like, let me get like we got like kind of a thunder lightning thing going on, hopefully, if we can get Hunter in and utilize him more as part of a committee.
What the Packers thought AJ Dillon could be to Aaron Jones type thing, right? I'm not saying it's the same stylistic player. I'm just saying come in and be this like mutant thing in the backfield that we don't have, right? This thing we don't have.
Yeah. So
I talked about that.
That's kind of how they talked about it as well.
Talked about it as like, we think this is how the NFL is trending. We've used Kyron a ton, whatever. I'm just probably a little more bullish on Hunter in general than the market is. I know JJ Zacharyson, who I do really enjoy his prospect stuff. He loves Hunter as a prospect. I also full hand up like hated Corum and still do like I just didn't really like him. I think he was kind of a Michigan merchant. And yeah, that's why like you're citing like the break, like he scored a lot of touchdowns. That was very cool.
Yep.
Right. But like
I know Sean Siegel loves him. Like has loved him the entire process. He's very bullish. I'm into him. Based on our draft capital, they probably could take an 8th receiver, but I don't know that we have.
I think we need to be taking more running backs, especially.
I think you're right.
Quantity wise,
because the way we built the receiver, if we went Tet here like we tried to, I think we probably do want an 8th.
Yeah, we could be at real risk.
Do you want Hunter here?
Yeah, I like Hunter. Then we're in just straight flyer territory. I've been doing some of the stuff we talked about with like, let's take a flyer, but let's not take what did I call it the other day on the show? Let's take like uncertain situations, not uncertain roster spots, meaning not best ball roster spots, but like NFL roster spots.
Yeah.
Right? Like the ideal, I actually quite like Kyle Monangai as like a talent. I had him, I was wrong. He went in the 7th round. I had him higher in my pre-draft rookie rankings than probably most other people did. But like, there's just no need right now. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no
for
need.
Shard Smith would be the exception for me, but Jordan James would be fitting what I think you're talking about.
At what point do you take Jerome Ford hoping he ends up on another team? At what point?
I don't think he will because they did a reworked contract.
Yeah, but can't they trade? Like, I
guess they
casting
could, but
crazy trades that just really don't happen. But at what point do we draft him? Because he's probably going to be on a team.
I don't know. I honestly don't think I draft him because I think he's the 3rd running back on the Browns.
I like Jordan James, and Jason mentioned Sean Tucker. I think Sean Tucker is currently my highest last round running back.
Those are Jordan James. Kind of I think Jordan James could end up being kind of I think he could be the backup. He's another guy's really reliable.
I like Jordan James. I thought he was going to be a monster after, so him alongside Bucky. The part of the reason this is a flaw in my Bucky process. Part of the reason I was just like totally lukewarm on Bucky is he's tiny, and I really struggle with like tiny backs unless you prove to me you can like pass block and do all that kind of stuff like Kyron did. But then I was like, this Jordan James dude next to Bucky is like taking all the stuff, like they're using Bucky as kind of like the passing down back and like, I don't even know who the 1A and who the 1B is in the Oregon backfield when Bucky and Jordan James were there. He was outrageously efficient. And then he wasn't quite as good this past season, but I'm not really holding that so much against him. It's Shador's daddy, Dylan Gabriel, I think had something to do with not being quite so good, and the offense just wasn't quite as good as when it was Nix and Franklin and all those guys. And so I don't know. I also didn't. I know Garendo seems like the backup, But like Garendo wasn't anything special in college either. If Jordan James came in and took that job, I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't either, and I think it's a contingent bet. You're betting on, him getting work with McCaffrey missing time or not being right or whatever. And I think Jordan James is he had the highest success rate in the class. He was higher than Scattaboo, who was like a big success rate guy, and he's just like, you listen to like Dane Brugler liked him. I know like Todd McShay really liked him, but you listen to like why they liked him. It's because like you could like count on this guy. Just like every time it's like positive run, positive run, positive run, positive run.
No real flaws. Does everything. Does he may not be perfect or like the best at everything, but there's not.
Well,
like
he doesn't have any breakaway speed at all.
No. Yeah.
That's a flaw.
Whole technical. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you see with evaluators, some of them like really like the guys who are consistent, and some guys want the explosiveness. I think generally we like the explosiveness, but coaches also sometimes really like the consistency. So if a guy has like a calling card, that's at least I think that can create upside on that alone can kind of create upside, because it's like a reason for the coach to like lean on this guy. He's like, he's doing this so well and I can count on it to happen, that in this situation, again, a contingent situation, it's not going to be the plan going into the season. But it could be, you could see like a 3-4 game run, I think, for Jordan James, where he legit has a ceiling. And I think people act like he doesn't have any ceiling.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. Connor says he's Jordan Mason. Like, obviously, Jordan Mason, weird career. But like the win condition for Jordan James is, he's like this Jordan Mason-esque runner who is also not perfect, right?
You're really similar to Isaiah Davis is the critique.
God damn it, Nick. What is it with this Isaiah Davis shit? Like, fine, you can have Isaiah Davis. I will say, he's.
I think him being a rookie matters.
Different. I agree.
49ers is part of it, but also he's a rookie, and like we just don't know how good he is. So it's like he might be really good. Isaiah Davis is not very likely to be like really good all of a sudden. If he was just really getting that like little extra,
we would have seen a little bit more.
Yeah. And it's like maybe like 1% or something, but I want that percent with these bets.
See, I don't think he says as a back that does it all. I don't really think Isaiah Davis does it all. I'm not even actually truly hating on Isaiah Davis. I think it's fine, whatever. But I think I have him ranked technically in the top 250. So I don't think he's like undraftable or anything like that. But I don't think they're the same in that regard. I think Isaiah Davis probably profiles more as like a pass catching kind of, not gadget, because he's not really a gadget guy, but like Jordan James is just like load me up, give me 25 carries because I'm doing all the stuff.
Yep. I've named two of my teams this stream, so I know which one it is when we pick it.
Pull up the pick and
speak.
You say, I replied to you when you posted this because I was like, you did bink it, but goddamn, how times have changed. We are old. This is how I know that we're old. That the first team I've seen you post on social media in forever had Joe Mixon and Alvin Kamara.
Hey, they're chaperones. They're chaperones, okay? They're just chaperones.
It is a fun team. Goddamn.
I've got 3 rookies.
Austin Eckler.
Yeah. Went back to the wall there. Did I get any correlation? Let's see.
Hold on. Where did you take Dak? Can you scroll up? Yeah. 140. Oh my God. Jesus.
It's a fun one.
When people are like, why would you ever draft early? Just wait till later and get all the information. It's like, this is why. This is exactly why. Pick 77 Pickens, pick 140 Dak. Like, yes, this is it. Pick 160. Like, I know I'm the Trey Harris slappy, but Trey Harris is not going at pick 116 anymore. None of this. Tootin goes higher. Like,
yeah. And I got the bring back on I did some little Jacksonville mini with Tootin, Strange, and then I get the bring back.
Oh, and it has elite tight end McBride. Man,
we're using as the mnemonic, which I'll be sending out later tonight once I get the graphic made for it. Duval, the King's horses. That's what we're doing for the.
Oh no!
Duval, the king's horses.
It makes me cringe. It makes me.
I feel like I have a pretty good impression on that.
You do, and that's why I'm cringing, because I moved every Jaguar down around when Cohen did that.
The dumbest ones are the one. Yeah, I mean, we're it's what helps you remember, right? It doesn't have to be clever.
Yeah,
well, I think that one is clever, and I didn't come up with it.
Austin Eckler, who little did you know, Austin Eckler bring back on the Cowboys super stack.
Oh yeah,
too. And that's actually
so nice.
It actually kind of works too. A pass catcher,
works.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I asked Liam if he could write me an article about the correlations that I was able to get on this team. He said he's going to get back to
me. Oh, God. Wait, the Chargers put the Duval thing in their schedule release?
Did they? Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
I'll go find it when we're done later. That's so good.
Let's review our team real quick. Baker, May. That's fun. May runs enough where I think, 2 quarterback is good.
I love 2 quarterback with this. You're too scared.
We've been digging into some stuff where like three. I think what it might help you more in the playoffs than we think. That's
the 3.
Yeah, it's like a spike week. We're doing some research. We're not done, but it's starting to point at 3 quarterback is maybe an edge because of spike weeks in the playoffs. That like if you're looking like if like the marathon, like 2 quarterback, regular season advance rate 2 quarterback. Yeah, but you get to the playoffs and like something bad happens, you have this extra quarterback who just like fills in and keeps the team alive. That's like gigantic EV. So that's
definitely
the theory. Again,
the thing that I I know we're gonna review the team. The thing that I bounce back and forth on that exact thing is like specifically at running back is the spot where we also see this bizarre layering of points where it's like I also want to I'm not getting a 0 from Saquon last year, but you also had a 9-pointer in the playoffs, which was like, oh shit,
totally.
Like you're dusted off. But the reason I want Saquon because I want to get to week 17 and he drops his 40 ball and wins me, and so like how do I get JT there? Right? It's like I need more running back, like just a stable to where like I don't know. Sometimes Donta Foreman pops up for 25 points, right?
Right.
Whoever is out. And so I just need a quantity more. And like, I generally like pull it from the quarterback position because wide receiver's tough, to get the firepower without at least like 7 of them or something.
I'm with you. Yeah. I think it's not something I've really wanted to do, but I'm thinking about trying to do it a little more.
Yep.
Yeah. But my comfort zone is actually like last year I'd be like, this is a 2 quarterback build all day.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about the 3rd quarterback a little bit more. But yeah, okay. So we did that. We get the Jets RB1 is our RB1, unless it's Isaiah Davis. Oh God,
we
Nick.
got the Jets.
What if Nick's
RB2
right?
and 3? Yeah, Nick is gonna bury us. He's gonna remember this in week 7 when Isaiah Davis gets 25 catches.
Well, we definitely have the Jets RB1, Eric. I can't think of any other possibilities.
Oh shit!
You can clip that.
Yeah.
Clip that in December. All right. Then we've got RJ Harvey, Henderson, Jarquez Hunter, Jordan James. Pretty fun. That's pretty fun.
That rocks.
We get the 3 veteran receivers. Tom's second year, but he's shown
22-year-old vet. The 22-year-old vet.
22-year-old vet. Ibuka, Kyle Williams, Pat Bryant, Demario Douglas, trying to just get a couple weeks early, maybe correlated in the playoffs.
Buy us a month, Pop. Score your 2 touchdowns in the first month.
And then score a 3rd in the playoffs. Do that.
Exactly.
And then Evan Ingram, Dallas Goedert, Hunter Henry. For the amount we spent on tight end, we are stacked.
Loaded.
I almost went with loaded. I had the tongue up. I don't know if you could see it. I was like going to say loaded, and then I switched it and went stacked. I loaded up for loaded. And I was like, no, stacked.
Yeah. I'm building a bunch of those tight end rooms, by the way. Also, just mixing through. Like, you could probably show me any tight end from pick 1. I mean, also Ingram at 131 is sick. But, like, 3 tight end rooms from 130 on, like, whatever. Pick your poison. There's so many good options. Like if you don't get Bowers or McBride or Kittle, there's so many good options.
I agree. The Jets running back one is actually Genty when they trade Brees for Genty. I mean, that'd be pretty sick for Brees.
You're confusing your Madden franchise with real life, but that would be fun.
So I don't get the call. So did you know? So the mnemonic for the Cardinals and the Bengals is Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get the Call of Do part for Arizona. Kev, don't you know that they had to put in Kyler Murray's contract that he had to stop playing Call of Duty? That's not actually what happened. I think they had something that he had to watch film a certain amount of hours.
He had to watch X amount of film. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there became a theory that his play tailed off every time the new Call of Duty was released.
Yes, it was like
had for like
Toyotathon. It was like Mina times Toyotathon, and with Jordan Love. It's Jordan Love and Toyotathon.
I think
it is.
He crushes during Toyotathon.
Yeah. These quarterbacks, man.
Show that Pickens Bink team. The people want the Pickens Bink team again. All right, here it is.
Yeah, man.
Here it is again. I'll keep showing this on request.
This is ridiculous.
It's a good one. It's a fun team.
This is absolutely ridiculous. We're gonna keep showing this. It's fucking May 16th, and
I'm just gonna keep. It's like a screensaver, just like slowly.
He's gonna bounce it in StreamYard. You can put you can put the bottom. What do you want to call it? A ticker across the bottom.
We had that today. We couldn't update your queue.
Sorry, you're just gonna. Pat's just gonna have his ticker for some people put like, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, or like check out this promo code. Pat's just gonna put Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Cam Scatteraboo, Bashal Toot, like just have this whole team going all summer across the bottom of your screen like ESPN ticker.
Oh, so I was mad because I wanted to bounce it. You can actually bounce it. The bounce is just low, but for this to really be a screensaver, you need to like get that little
the thing. The old school, and now
the old school DVD player. Oh no! Yeah, see, this is what old people do, Eric. They talk about DVD players,
but they don't have backwards hat on. They don't have a backwards hat on.
They are wearing Jordan.
They didn't wear. They definitely wearing Jordan ones. Also, even worse. Yeah.
You want to do a 20-second? You want to fire one of those?
Let's do 1 20-second. I'm gonna go grab one more beer. The 20-second will fly by.
It'll fly by. Network error.
Oh Jesus Christ! Not again.
Starting off with a bang. All right. So in the meantime, I'll do a little promo. The Sidekick here at the Dynamic Rankings. Check it out in the description. There's a link in there. legendaryupside.com/sidekick. You can check that out. Very helpful to kind of keep you on the rails. I think it's very fun to draft with. You can also get 40% off Spike Week if you sign up with promo code LEGUP. That's a perk for Leg Up subscribers. And they also have some great tools like the Draft Hacker overlay, which helps you keep track of stuff as well. And they work side by side. So if you have both, you're just locked in. You're locked into the cockpit. We love to see it.
It does work great. You can see your exposures and all the combinatorial shit while it really like getting a recommendation of here's what we think you should do, but also you can see like, oh shit, I do that every time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, yes, I agree with you, Sidekick, but I did that in every draft.
I've already done that a bunch. Favorite UD bar, University of Delaware, Grotto's, Deer Park, Kate's, Finn McCool's, or other. This is making me feel, because I don't know Finn McCool's. I'm guessing it's above Grotto's because that bar turns over like every year. But my favorite bar at University of Delaware was Kate's, Klondike Kate's. Deer Park. If I had like lived down at that end of campus, Deer Park's also great. But I was up on the other side of campus. Lived on North Chapel, my last year there, and lived on near North Chapel my junior year. Klondike Kate's. If you're ever in Newark, Delaware, check it out.
There's a Finn McCool's, and we're on the clock.
CD. I kind of want to go CD here.
CD's. I have CD 102.
Hell yeah.
So I was lying earlier when I said Saquon should go 102. I have CD 102. I have Saquon 104 or fourth in my ranking.
CD's fun. We can do a worse version of the team.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna build the same one except much worse. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait.
But you know what? It's a chaotic game. You never know.
Yeah.
Please say Deer Park. Deer Park's great. My brother used to be a waiter there. My sister was a waitress there. And it's not my favorite.
There's the Finn McCool's in Chicago. I'm guessing it's not the same. It just happens to have the same name. It's definitely not.
I bet it's a chain.
Is it a chain? There's 3.
Yeah, Grotto Pizza is not that great. I think they were one of these places that had the big beers. They were $2, dude. $2.
Ah, those are the days.
Yeah, the pizza was kind of gross, to be honest. But yeah, Thrasher's fries with the vinegar. There we go.
Yeah, I guess Matthew says Finn McCool's in Philly, so I guess it is a
local chain, regional chain. There's there's stuff like that. Capriati's is like a regional chain, although it might have gone national now. Didn't think you were going to get this much Delaware talk, did you?
Delaware, isn't it Delaware? No, that's Connecticut. I was going to say one of my favorite bits is what's the podcast? I forget what it's called, like the Subway Stories or something like that, where the guys do the podcast on the subway in New York, and they're like 2 comedians or whatever, and they gotta tell it quick, 20-second clock. They did you got to get rid of 10 states. If like right there's something happens, whatever, we got to get rid of 10 states, and they went down and they start cutting all of these states. Delaware, I forget what, but they have to give a reason why, and it was like Connecticut, just make it a fucking highway, right? And on to the next whatever. They obviously did we don't need 2 Dakotas, we don't need 2 Carolinas, we don't need 2 Virginias, whatever. And then there's like Connecticut, it's just a fucking highway, make it a highway, right? So I always think of that, like Delaware, everything, to us Midwesterners, all of that, it's all the same. Everything is the same.
Yeah. What do you like here? And why is it Trey McBride?
Yep. The McBride sprint to the podium.
At what point would you take Derrick Henry? Because he's falling, pretty far in this draft.
I have him in the 20. I mean, there does come a certain point where the like uniqueness angle matters, but okay, good. Thank you. Artillery.
I think we should have if he had taken McBride, we should have taken Henry.
I think the right thing to do. I think the right thing to do is to take Derrick Henry. Do I always do the right thing necessarily when it's regarding Derrick Henry? No, but
Trey McBride.
I could probably look up how many. Let me look up CD. How many CD Derrick Henry teams are in our draft IQ tool? You can look up what your opponents have done. So let me see, just super quick. In my BBM drafts, CD Lamb teams have never gotten Derrick Henry. So there you go.
Okay.
0 CD with Henry. So yeah, by the letter of the law, the tournament strategy, the game theory, bros, you're supposed to take Derrick Henry there. You're
supposed to take Derrick Henry. Yeah, which I think we would have done if he had been there, probably.
I also think you can dig out. You can dig out of.
You can dig out. Well, to that point, can we take Josh Jacobs or should we go with receiver?
Rashee Rice.
I like Rashee Rice here. Yeah. Which his ADP is 30. If there were no ADP, I think I would have him like 21.
I have him 20. You and I do our ranks just a tiny bit different, where I don't adjust much, if at all, for ADP. I have Rice 23.
He's a strong enough pick where I've considered just like removing the ADP portion entirely.
I just know I want I just want a boatload. So whatever ranking I need to do to give me a boatload of him until I think the price is more appropriate. Like no offense, Terry McLaurin, but like you're fine.
Yeah,
but like.
Yeah, I might just want to remove the ADP on him.
Is it better? Yeah. Now we're getting into my wheelhouse, uniqueness, combos, all that kind of stuff. I will say I'm not reaching like a ton just yet. Jelly Boy asked about like reaching to create the combos. I like to do that later when it's like kind of all settled and I know what, when we get to even like July, like I know what all the combos have been drafted. I know what the chalky stuff is. I know,
Yeah.
Where 80.
Yeah.
Like I know where guys went early. I know where they're going now. I can really manipulate the draft board later, right? Like, and you know what your own exposure is. You're like, shit, I got 4% Malik Neighbors, and that's not good, right? Like I really want Malik Neighbors, so pull him up to the 103 that time, and
Totally
even some things out.
How many people from Delaware are watching the stream?
What is happening?
It's wild.
The whole state of fucking Delaware watches the leg up.
Let Henry talk more Delaware.
This is ridiculous.
Delaware's representing, man. I live in PA and I drive to Rehoboth just for the Thrashers and Grottos. Like, this is the whole chat is spending time in Delaware. Tom knows all about the old stone balloon, which was pre my time. That I kind of wish I was like a little older for, because stone balloon
is like a foreign language to me. All you fucking Delaware people.
Towson here. This is wild. There's a Capriartes. Capriartes as far south as Virginia. All right, we're on the clock.
Oh shit, 20 seconds.
Marion Hampton, man. That's
I'm game.
All right, that's a big one. It's a big one. I love that. I love that.
We took the other rookie studs last draft. We can get Hampton this one.
Man, well, you get on the clock quick.
God,
in these 20 seconds.
It's miserable. I still landed the plane, I think, but I got pick 12. I did a little warm up before we went live, and it was only in the Schnauzer, so no big deal. I'm only going to win 100,000. But Puka Neighbors 12-13. Puka Neighbors, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna fuck this up. And then I forget I autoed Bateman or something in like the 11th round or whatever. And then I think I autoed 2 picks. They were fine, but it was like, God damn it! Like, this is the one team. Just pay attention for 25 minutes. Just focus for 25 minutes.
I got the nuts. It's been a while since I've had cashews. Oh, Bateman, come on.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. In my defense, I was out at the St. Louis Zoo today for several hours in the sun, and I am a pasty white man, and it was warm and sunny.
So there's a number of things we could do here. We could go Pickens, double it up. We could go Hurts and get the elite quarterback cheap. We could do like a Mixon or a Harvey.
Pickens.
We got 6 seconds.
Pickens.
Whew.
Nice.
A little time to spare there. 20 seconds.
I like the elites, but I mean, I love Jalen Hurts. I just talked about earlier. Eagles pass game is like a flag plant. I don't love being like forced into Goddard. I like Goddard to be like a cherry on top, not the like, if we don't get Goddard, we're mad type situation.
Yeah. You could do Hurts naked though.
You definitely can. It's just I still want, like, part of the reason why I really love the Eagles passing game is because there's all these paths to elevated passing volume that's not priced in. And I know Hurts can just push his way to big weeks and it's fine, but I would love to hit 2 home runs with 1 swing as opposed to,
I like it. Yeah.
The queue did not update. Delaware. I like that. In Keaton, not Delaware, like De La Cruz. Oh God. Did you see AW's comment?
Bye week bros.
We're dead. This team's dead.
I mean, it is harder not to have overlapping buys when you stack.
Yeah,
when you have 2 guys on the same team.
Oh, yeah. You idiots! You have multiple guys in week 10. Well, yeah, we're gonna add another. I hate to tell you, in a few rounds, we were gonna add another guy in week 10.
I think there's a pretty clear-cut pick here for me. Now it's interesting. There's a couple. Well, I don't think we're gonna get the guy I want anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I also have a guy that is probably not the guy you're thinking of that I like a lot.
Henderson was the guy I really liked.
Yeah,
coming back.
I mean, I love Henderson, so that's slam dunk. I actually have a running back though that we haven't talked about, but Artillery Frost is in here, and we can't give away the goods.
What about? There's a receiver here that I don't normally take, but is a bring back on the big stack.
Ooh, I like that. So I'll float. He's down to. I'm in for the Debo bring back, and David Montgomery is a really nice pick on like rookie running back type teams.
Yeah, I like that. I like the Debo bring back more. I think.
Let's do Debo.
Yeah,
it's not. D-Mont could get back to us.
He could get back to us.
I'm not saying he will, but it's not impossible.
Yep.
D-Mont is one of those guys that I remember I did an eliminator pod with Gretsch last summer, and like we talked about strategy, right? And we got down to it, and we were like, I think David Montgomery is like the best eliminator pick of all time. Like we didn't know that going in, but as we talked it through, we kind of stumbled upon it. And then afterwards, like a week or so later, I was like, I think David Montgomery is just a really good best.
I think he was just a really good pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was when I was struggling. I was not really that into him last year, but Sacrilegious does stuff with us. He loved him, and he was just a good pick. He projected well all year because we treated him like he was contingent, but he wasn't. He was just like a good producer.
Yep.
I think he's just a little more contingent this year. Oh, and
I think so too. But yeah, I like him. I also do take a ton of Pollard. Who also
I take a ton of Pollard too, but I like getting Montgomery here past.
Let's do D-Mont. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little more into Gibbs, and I'm very, very, very picky with my first round running backs, right? But I'm a little more into Gibbs because we saw if Dave Montgomery is not there, he's the 101. Like
he's the 101.
Slam dunk. Boom. And so we know that now. And D-Mont is a year older. It is the new offensive coordinator. Jahmyr Gibbs is in his prime.
He had knee troubles.
Yep. It is not impossible that I'm not saying D-Mont's not going away, but they basically just like rotate drives, right? Is essentially what they do right now, or what they have done. Like, is it 2 Gibbs drives and 1 D-Mont drive? Like, would I be surprised by that? No. And so that's obviously a bear case for D-Mont, but then he's just like okay, cool. I'm still getting the Lions 35-40% back. He's going to score touchdowns, and if something happens to Gibbs, you got, he's a second round pick or whatever.
Yep. And he pairs really well with Hampton, I think. I mean, I guess he's a little like Connor in some ways pairs better with Hampton because I expect Connor to just be the dude.
But Connor doesn't have that. But Connor doesn't have that nuclear
mega upside.
Yeah,
he doesn't. I agree. Yeah, you get like a little bit of the veteran. He's like half chaperone, half contingent bet.
Right. He's unique. He's super unique.
He's super unique.
He's on the Lions. He's also a chaperone, but he's also, if something happens to Jahmyr Gibbs, he's a smash. So it's like he's got a lot. He has flaws, but he has multiple feathers in his cap that are really valuable.
Agreed. And in the 7th round, that's pretty nice.
Right. We're soon to right after him. I really do like Tony Pollard, but DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones, like these guys aren't like, it's not like these guys don't have their own flaws.
Right. So no. I take some Swift, and I kind of take more Swift than I want to, but there's so many reasons to be like, this dude could be nothing. Like nothing. He sucks. That's the main reason.
Yeah, he's not good at football, and we're drafting him in the 7th round.
But he's cheap enough. When you have, let's see, this guy. Yeah, like on this team, I would never take him. Like ever.
No, not with those.
But I would take him on this team. The RJ Harvey drafter, he took Aaron Jones, is the same type of bet. And I would have taken Swift there. I think Jones is fine. But, Swift or Jones makes a lot of sense on that build. That's why I have decent amount of Swift, is I have builds like that. So we could go Kyler here with McBride. We could go Jaden Higgins. Anyone else? We could do Brian Robinson as a bring back, RB3.
I kind of like B-Rob.
All right, let's do it.
Get our no more chaperone running backs. We got them. Right. B-Rob and D-Mont to bring in Hampton along and whatever later running backs we end up getting.
And we do get the period here. Do you notice that? They're very emphatic.
So, yeah. What's up with that? I
don't know.
It's not your turn to pick. It's like, Listen,
and it goes away.
It's not your fucking turn to pick. Stop clicking the button.
Yeah. Hey,
but
look at me.
When we screwed up, it's very open ended. Like we did not update your queue. We did not update your queue.
Queue could not have been updated.
Shrug. Right. The shrug is implied, but there's a shrug at the end.
Queuing updated has not been.
Oh God!
It's impossible to tell whose fault this is.
Boy,
it's not your turn to pick, dude. Where are you at on periods and text messages?
I definitely use them. I'm good with Skylar.
See, they come off harsh sometimes. You gotta be careful.
So
if you're separating sentences, but if it's just like a one sentence response, are you good with Murray here?
Yeah, I'm good with Skylar.
Yeah.
I'm quite concerned about the Cardinals, but we don't really got to get into that right now. The periods and text messages is much more concerning.
We have other things to discuss.
I try to soften the blow. So I'm a sarcastic asshole, shit talker, like by nature, right? Like friends, family, whatever. I tell this a million times. I've told this a million times.
I'm familiar with your game.
If you if you came to like my family Easter. Like my uncles are there, my cousins are there, my grandparents are there, God rest their souls. Like everybody's there. And you walked in and you're fucking peacocking around and you think that you're like cool and all that. You cannot, you're going to get roasted, dude. Like my grandma would have put you in a body bag if you said so, if you slipped up, you know what I mean? Like that's just what it's just talking. It's just
the culture.
It's just how we are. So that's me. That's what I am to my core. Is like if my best friend called me right now, it would be like nothing but shit talking for 5 minutes before we actually got to the point of what we were going to talk about. So that comes out online and in text messages and all that. And so I try to soften the blow with emojis and LOLs and ha-has and all that different kind of stuff. So I guess I would say I don't use as much like straight, like I don't put a period at the end of like a one sentence.
This is really what I'm getting at. Okay period and
okay period is the most hostile shit you could.
That's hostile. That's some hostile shit. Yeah. I was discussing this.
Who puts AY? Do you put A? Do you spell
I agree.
it out?
Okay period is like.
What's the point of the AY? It's basically silent.
Yeah.
It's basically
that you've started a fight like that. That's some. That's some.
Just say okay. Okay. AY period is serial killer level.
Okay. Honestly, though,
I'm moving. I'm moving.
The letter
I would move. I'm moving
too. I would move. I think it's safe to move at that point. It's safest to just move.
Dak slam dunk. Yeah, Dak slam dunk. Yeah. I mean, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, okay is so much. Yeah, okay period. Look, but what about the letter O and the letter K and then period? That's pretty rough. It's not as rough, I don't think. I wouldn't move.
You thought about I'm not moving, but I definitely got your vibe of what you're exactly. If you put a period after just okay or like thanks, right? If you said thanks, period, I'm like, that's not a sentence. The period finishes a sentence. You put the period at the end of one word to show me that that was a thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Right? You didn't put an exclamation point. You didn't say thanks. You said thanks, right?
Do you want to do Ferg? He's at the top of the queue. We could.
Yeah, let's do Ferg.
Yeah.
Oh God, week 10, where this is over.
Week 10 could be bad for us.
We're not winning the regular season prize. I'll tell you that.
Well, we a different bye week there. We're okay. We're okay. Just get Ferg done. A little head of ADP. It's fine.
We're gonna take some wide receivers we don't normally take. I think.
Damn, look at this big old Cowboys stack.
This is awesome.
Double bring back.
Side note: I love like overstacking, especially like right now in earlier drafts. Just Cowboys pass game is a smash. I don't really let me have it all, and I don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Like if you did this with the Bucks last year, obviously the Cowboys are a little more expensive. CD's a first round pick, but if you just said like you could have lost Godwin, right, to a season-ending injury, but if you had Baker, Evans, who cares? They were like
you don't even
need guys. Otten smashed, right? So when Godwin goes out, McMillan. When Evans and Godwin go out, Otten is a smash, right? Then you get Bucky. Rashad had some good games. Like you just got so many fantasy points, and it just like bounced around to different guys.
Let's do Ferg. That's how I said it to you, I think. Let's do Ferg. Period.
This is gonna tilt me now. It's so bad.
Should we do Ferg? But let's do Ferg. Period.
See, I did let's do Ferg exclamation point. You did.
I did period. It's not up for discussion.
Yes. Kev says okay, no punctuation is the only acceptable way to do it. What about
okay? This makes me think you're talking about Oklahoma.
Yes, that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
I don't know what that is. Okay is that's sarcastic. I hear it. Okay. That's how I'm reading that.
That's exactly Seinfeld. Yeah, I read it like Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yeah. Mac Nova said he spells out okay because he thinks okay looks weird. I'm a lowercase okay. I think that does look weird. Capital okay.
Capital.
I'm a double lowercase okay.
Double lowercase.
Double lowercase. I don't think it's that bad to spell out okay, but if you do the okay spell out with a period at the end, I will move.
Yeah.
Then I will move.
That's it. It's over.
That's it. If you want me to move, that's how you get me to move.
Yeah. Oh man.
So sidekicks like Noel here as our wide receiver 5. I'm into that, but
I'm cool with that. I think
we could do Jaden Blue, whose ADP is insane now. We could do.
I'm sorry, I cannot. I can't. I don't want to get into. We'll save the Jaden Blue conversation for maybe next week or something when we can have a more serious conversation about it. But I can't.
This is a joke.
This Jaden Blue prices that just.
It's crazy.
Davis has some explaining to do. How he made this happen. I don't know.
His whole thing is that he's a receiving back.
People keep telling me that he
didn't run many routes. He's a committee back. He wasn't like a receiving specialist exact. I mean, his yards per route run were solid, but it was on like limited route volume. Dude, his breakaway stuff sucks.
Yeah,
he's fast,
but he doesn't. Yeah, it's fake. The whole idea of Jaden
fake
Blue is
speed.
Fake. Yeah,
it's not game speed. It's not game speed.
We gotta get into the lowercase o capital K is the Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, that's good. I agree. Okay. Right. So like, when she does the thumbs up. Oh God.
That's good. That's very good.
Was it
what do you want to do here?
Ben,
I don't want to take Rashad White again today.
No.
Tyler Algier?
I mean, I love Tyler Algier. I also do like Tajay. It's a nice fall on Tajay if you want to do that. But I mean, I have like 50% Algier, so you're not going to hear me.
We could definitely scoop Tajay. There's definitely more upside, in the situation and everything,
and
like in his ability to earn.
Yeah, and he's locked into like actually I'm curious. I don't know what you think that like Pollard kind of took more of it than maybe I thought going into last season.
Me too.
Like I knew Pollard was the lead, but like they came in and I was like, no man, Tajay's got like 6 touch games. Like a bunch of them. And then, the great thing about Tajay is I'm not sure that that's the plan. And I am sure that if something happens to Tony Pollard, it's the Tajay Spears show. And now it's the Cam Ward, right?
Yeah.
More talented offense with an all around pass catching back and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I like him.
Blue, I think might actually drop. He's one of those.
He has.
I think Leone had some stuff on this of like, sorry, now I'm distracted by this other comment. But I think he's had some stuff on that rookies actually peak in May and then they come down, and so I think Blue is one of those guys. We might just be too hyped
especially 5th round rookies who are like not even a stone cold lock to make the team, and were never a starting running back in college, and are glorified pass catching backs that are like fine pass catching back. Like there's so many flaws. The Jaden Blue case is rookie Javonte and Miles Sanders suck. That's and fast. He's very fast.
That's the case. But the problem is that he is a receiving back that's like, I mean, I guess anybody could be like, he could be Jerome Ford, who's kind of not great, and just be like, but I think his upside is not actually that high. Like, we want him to have higher upside than
he's
he
never
really
a
does
workhorse.
as a player.
I don't
never
see
been
a
a
scenario in
workhorse.
which he's ever a workhorse.
Yeah.
They'll just sign
that's
somebody
the part.
off the streets. We look at it as it's like him versus Javonte versus Miles. And it's like, if Javonte and Miles Sanders both get hurt, Jaden Blue is still not a big thing. Because they'll find, dude, there's a million running backs out there. They'll pick somebody up off the scrap heap. They'll grab somebody off somebody else's practice squad. Like, that's just how it works, right? Kareem Hunt was the starting running back for the Chiefs, and he wasn't a thing this time last year.
Okay. So Cam Ward is an option if we want to try to do. We don't need to, but it's sort of like a bet on the Titans in the playoffs, and he's a rookie. So I kind of would be into it, but I'm open to not doing it too.
Let's do it. Right. I forced you to do the two.
He does share a bye with.
That's okay. We got Kyler.
Oh no! Look at that. Oh no! Yeah, he shared a bye with Dak. Never mind.
Hella week 10 buys.
Big old week 10 buys.
But I think
we can't really stack Ward because we can't handle him. We're week 10 buys at receiver, so we can't take Tyler Lockett. Sorry to tell you,
boy. I'm gonna have to log off not being able to take Tyler fucking Lockett.
Are you okay with Wilson? Who I kind of think is a good pick here.
Yeah, I'm fine with Michael Wilson. He stinks. I have some like very serious Cardinals. Period. He stinks. Period.
That was a good use of period.
That was a he stinks. That was a he stinks. A guy in our Discord, his name's Vadim, pointed it out, and I think we've even like talked about this. Like, there's no juice in the Cardinals offense. Like, the juice is the fact that Kyler's fast. It's like the whole offense is slow. He made the comp. It's like an NBA team that doesn't shoot 3-pointers. It's like like you're just playing bully ball in modern football. You know, like I where's the speed? Where's the big plays coming from in the Cardinals offense? It's like, dude, Trey McBride is like borderline the fastest player in their receiving group, and like
I think Marv's not like 4.7. I mean, come on,
but Marv's 4.5, and Trey McBride ran 4.56.
Oh,
so that's what I'm saying. Like, Marv is probably the fastest guy, right? But like 4.56 or 4.5 is your speed at wide receiver. It's rough. Yeah. So I just have like concerns about, like, I think they can never really be like an elite offense. I think they can be a good one if if Marv gets better. McBride's a superstar. Like, no, we don't got to worry about that. But Dortch is 5'7" and like quick, but he's not fast. He's not stretching the field.
Now, Kev is saying that Davis drives his ADP as much as ETR, which I think could be true. He's streaming so much.
I'm not trying to say that ETR is not impactful. They absolutely are. I think we're holding on to the 3-4 years ago, what ETR, right? Nobody was even like doing anything, rankings, content, or whatever, right? We were all just having fun drafting slappy zero RB teams, whatever, a few times a year. ETR's rankings were like one of the only sets that were out there, and everybody used them. There's so much content out there. They don't even do that much best ball content. The rankings are whatever. I don't think it drives it that much. They have tons of guys way higher. Like, dude, they have Tutu Atwell like 1 million picks ahead of ADP, and he's available in the last round of every draft.
Yeah. All right. Well, Davis is driving the market now. That's the world we live in.
Davis, Pete, you like there's no big difference between that and ETR, I don't think.
Shout out to Davis. Did an 8-hour stream the other day.
Nuts.
You got 100% Adam Thielen, Pepper Tony?
Speaking of Davis, when him and I did best picks in every round, Adam Thielen on Davis's list. I think he's over course corrected.
Davis. No, Davis wouldn't do that. That doesn't sound like Davis to me.
He didn't overcourse correct though, because he did put three Chiefs. He had 3 Chiefs on the list, and he's like, I'm not doing the Chiefs thing again. And then we did 18 rounds of best pick, and 3 of them were Chiefs.
Davis would say that, not do it, but I think he's getting increasingly do as I say, not as I do.
If Davis is driving ADP, Kitchen is right.
I mean, the game is beatable. All right, let's.
Okay.
Oh,
no, not.
We got 10 seconds left. Do you want to do what if it works for us?
Neil. Yes, exactly. The guy who's going to back up Kendra Miller, and it's going to finally be Kendra Miller.
I like Devin Neal, man. I think he's
Me
good.
too. I was so sad that he went that late, and frankly on the Saints, but the path on the Saints doesn't get much cleaner.
No, doesn't get much cleaner. All right, I think we might need to do something weird at receiver. Like, honestly, this level of bye weeks is kind of bad. I think maybe we should take like Slayton or something. I'd be open to other guys, but that
really
sort of
sucks that we can't take Io Manor.
We could take Io Manor and then do something gross later.
So our week 10 wide receivers
value.
Our week 10 wide receivers will be Debo, Jalen Noel, and Michael Wilson.
Yeah.
But we also have a bunch of other guys on bye in week 10. So we're going to score like 40 points.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably do something like Slayton. And Io Manor goes, so that's all.
It's fine. Let's do Slayton.
Yeah, let's just do Slayton. Try to cover that week 10 bye a little.
I like him fine.
Yeah.
I draft Darius Slayton.
Serves a purpose.
Somebody said, when Gabe Davis got cut, I saw somebody say, Gabe to the Giants.
I left this up way too long.
Gabe to the Giants, and somebody said Gabe to the Giants doesn't make any sense because Darius Slayton is like Gabe Davis if he were actually good.
Yeah,
I was like, that's pretty true. Yep. He would just be taking Jalen Hyatt's job, not Darius Slayton's job,
which is to back up Darius Slayton.
Right. He's already backing up De'Ami Brown and lost that.
Yeah, I think we could be done at receiver if we want to be. Another 7. You said you're doing a lot of like usually 3 tight end, but we don't need that here. We want 3 quarterback instead, and then 5, 6 7s. So this could be one of the modified version of what you've been doing.
Right. 5 total onesies.
Yeah.
6 running backs, 7 wide receivers.
For week 10, I think this is okay. We got Debo, Noel should be doing something by then.
It's fine.
We get some outs.
You're gonna have down weeks. The whole point is week 10 is gonna be rough. We know that, but every other week you're theoretically adding, right? You make up 5 points here, 10 points here, 15 points here, and it's fine.
Yep.
Over the course of 14 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, down week in week 10 is fine. Down week in week 15, not fine.
Right, exactly. No, don't draft a bunch of week 15 buys. How about that?
Don't do that. Week 15 buys, otherwise known as Alvin Kamara.
The Alvin Kamara, yes.
Who is honestly pretty draftable right now.
Yes, he is.
But I wish it wasn't true.
It feels a lot rougher with the Saints situation this year. That's straight vibes. No, there's nothing backing me up on this. But as much of a loser as Derek Carr was, I felt cozier about like fully healthy Chris Olave, fully healthy Rashid Shaheed, Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, like Juwan, fully healthy Taysom Hill. I was like, okay, like I could squint and see the competitive team here. And they were when all those guys were healthy. And now it's like, oh God, man. This is really scary.
I know it's really gross, but what do you think about Miles Sanders here?
Oh, dude, I have non-zero Miles Sanders, and I was hoping no one would ever bring him up to where I had to admit it. I have non-zero Miles Sanders, so I'm fine.
I mean, on a Dak team, with some like he's kind of an ambiguous running back play, which is crazy because he's not good, but he can't beat out Javonte Williams and Jaden Blue. This is where I'm like, okay, you're gonna give me Miles Sanders in the 18th, Jaden Blue in the 130s. Like, obviously, I want Blue. Give me Blue over Sanders, but Sanders is completely free.
Javonte 110,
I'll do
Blue
it occasionally.
130. Miles Sanders is undrafted. I truly don't care about the player take at that point. It becomes a price game theory, right? Probability thing. Like I agree. They all stink. We get it, right? Like every time we bring up the Dallas backfield, it's always like, don't you know Javonte's been the worst? Don't you know Miles Sanders is bad? It's like, yeah, don't you know? We can't say Javonte and Miles Sanders have been terrible for no network error, no period. We can't say
it's not our fault.
We can't say these two guys have been terrible for 2 seasons and then not also say, you know who else has been terrible in college for 2 seasons? Jaden Blue, right? And then so just the cheapest one, like I think he's draftable. I think it's gross and it's probably not going to work, but welcome to the 18th round of fantasy football drafts. It's probably not going to work.
Totally. Javonte has a $3 million cap hit this year on a 1-year deal, type of deal that you give to backup running backs. And Miles Sanders is on a $1.5 million deal, type of deal that you give to guys who could get cut.
And Jaden Blue's a 5th round
you do worry about that. Yeah, and Jaden Blue's a 5th round pick. Was he a 5th round?
They're definitely looking 5th, I think. God, it's crazy. They're going to be looking, right? Somebody gets cut, maybe unexpected guy gets cut. They'll be looking for something.
I would PSA though on that. Don't get excited about that guy.
Yeah, right.
That guy's not going to do shit.
No.
Like, I think he's a 5th round pick. 5th round. Like that guy is not. That guy is this year's Khalil Herbert, right? Is like this year's Dalvin Cook. Like that guy's nothing.
Oh, it's Dalvin. It's Dalvin. Perfect.
It's Dalvin. It probably
veteran with a
Dalvin.
name. It might actually be.
Dalvin. It might actually be Dalvin Cook. Don't take.
What's he doing?
They did it last year. Well, he already did it, right? He already signed with the Cowboys last year.
What insurance company does Dalvin Cook work for now? Because he's got to be like
more than that. He was a legit star in his prime. All right, let's review the team. Let's go completed here. I'll name it.
Yeah. Can I just say, Matthew mentions, so I don't think Phil Maffa is good either. I actually think he's quite terrible. But like, he was in the 7th round. He's also a rookie. The draft capital is not that goddamn different between Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa. And nobody wants to draft Phil Maffa. He's also a rookie, and he was at least a workhorse and got on the field. He's not very fun.
Are you talking about Phil Maffa right now?
No, I'm pointing out that Jaden Blue is ridiculous at pick 130. Like absolutely. No, I hate Phil Maffa. He stinks. He's terrible. He's Fat Lenny. He's Fat Lenny.
Now,
college version of Fat Lenny, but if Lenny was playing at his current, whatever he is, 33 years old.
I would take Fat Lenny if you gave me if I was starting a franchise right now, for this year, this year only, 1-year contracts.
32-year-old current version sitting on his couch right now, Fat Lenny or Phil Maffa as your starting running back.
Lenny changed my opinion of him a little bit when he went to Tom Brady's house and was like, yeah, this is my guy. I was like, this dude's smart. That's a smart thing to do.
Attach yourself to the right people.
But he's smart.
I'm with it. I support it.
Could be a good best ball streamer.
Oh, definitely would be.
Fat and smart.
Big backwards hat guy. Big backwards hat guy. He can't control his weight that great. Out of shape.
He's smart.
He's bald as shit, so he's definitely rocking the backwards
hat.
He would find a way to get into Pete's inner circle to attach himself to the right people, right? He's doing a fucking battle royale stream one day with Pete Overzet to get people to start following him.
Tom says, just wants to be on the record as pro Davis. I assumed it was out of love. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put it on the stream. So
no one is more pro Davis than we are.
No one assumed that you were anti-Davis.
You're good.
Also, I left it on the stream too long. I just literally forgot what's up. Let's answer this and then get out of here. Why is leg up so much lower on Chig than ADP? Feels like there's a non-zero chance that it's him and Ridley. My thing with Chig is that I feel like he's a guy that we are kind of leaving the light on for, that maybe the NFL has like kind of already moved on from a little bit. They took Gunnar Helm. It's like he's like a guy. He's like a very specific type of player, Chig, that is like kind of not like breaking through and like really like showing that he's going to be able to have that consistent role that we need in fantasy. And I just rather take other cracks. Like, if I'm going to take a Chig type swing, it's going to be Harold Fannin, because that guy might be awesome. And I don't think Chig's very good. And so it's sort of, to me, it's like low upside, low floor. That's why I don't take Chig.
It's fair. I like Chig more than you do, but I've been like, I keep going back and forth on him because as Jelly Boy says, Gunnar Helm also stinks, but
but he was drafted by this regime.
Exactly. They drafted him. Like, sometimes you have to set that aside, right? It's one of those, like, the Jaden Blue versus Chig / Gunnar Helm thing is like, okay, this regime drafted him, but in the 5th round. And this regime also brought in Javonte and Miles Sanders, whatever. And
so they also brought in
when the market says I'm latching on to Jaden Blue, we can hold to our priors and say, no, you don't understand. This guy's not really that good. We shouldn't rush him up, into the 130s. With Chig, like I said, I keep going back and forth. I do like him more than you do, but it's been a bias because I think Gunnar Helm is terrible. And so I have to set that aside, right? I have to set that aside when it's like, sure, that can be fine, but Gunnar Helm is undrafted. Chig is, and I'm not saying to take Gunnar Helm, but I'm saying maybe we don't take Chig just yet, is where I'm starting to gravitate towards. Like, we'll see, right? He's a perfect example of that tight end room. We're going to see. Just wait 2 months, dude. We'll know what's going on with the Titans tight ends. At least
he did play a bit more down the stretch than I thought. Like, just looking at it, he was up in snap shares. He had a number of games above 70%, which would have been higher than I would have thought if you had made me guess. So
I still think Chig is good. It's total bias. I can't, like, there's nothing in the data that really jumps out that makes Chig look good, but I don't know. Put your hand in the dirt.
Let me pull him up.
Watch the tape, bro.
I mean, I did.
Watch the way he moves. Watch the way he moves.
Yeah. Chig was a guy that we were lower on than consensus last year as well. The part-time tight ends where I'm not seeing like a big, guys really flashing. Yeah. So 2022, he had 2.62 yards per route run. And there was like the breakout hope, but he fell off to 1.31 last year. He's down to 1.25.
That offense was just so bad, though, man.
It was so bad. You're right. It was very bad. Maybe,
but I shouldn't I think there's something in the middle here. I'm being too optimistic. It's possible you're being a smidge too pessimistic. I'm leaving a light on how you define it.
Isn't Chig just Mo Alley Cox?
No, stop it.
There's many players he might be. He's a very different type of players. But in
Mo
some
Alley
ways,
Cox is a fucking NBA power forward playing tight end and just blocking.
Isn't he Kylan Granson?
Yeah, he probably is Kylan Granson. He's probably Kylan Granson. Yeah, exactly. I'm 100% admitting I'm probably still holding on to the fact that I think Chig can play, and he probably can't.
Yeah, I think it's not that I think Chig's like a crazy pick or anything. It's just that like if I want to take a part-time tight end who probably won't add much to my roster, yeah, I'm gonna take Harold Fannin. Because what if Harold Fannin's awesome?
A superstar.
That's the way I want to play that. So
Theo Johnson.
I have more information. Theo Johnson's another one. Yeah.
There's move up around and get Hunter Henry or Mike Gesicki or
totally
Brenton Strange or whatever.
Yep. All right, man. Well, let's do the team real quick. So we got Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Cam Ward. Doesn't need to be a 3-quarterback build, but we have Tyjae Spears. And, so we went with the little Titan stack. Do we have any Saints? Yeah. We got Devin Neal, a little bring back there. Look at that.
That's fun.
Kyler Murray with Trey McBride. Got Dak Prescott with a big stack. We got Miles Sanders, but more importantly, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Bring back with Deebo Samuel. Bring back with Brian Robinson. And then we got Jake Ferguson on here too. A lot of week 10 buys in the receiver room, but we got Jalen Noel, Michael Wilson, Darius Slayton to help us out. Rashee Rice here, just kind of going on the radar as a wide receiver too. Very, very fun. the running back room is one of those rooms that looks really bad right now, but might actually be kind of sick as the season progresses, or it could be awful. But it's the type of room that could piece together weeks for us quite nicely.
And I think the kinds of rooms to draft right now where it may feel a little bit weak, and then in August it feels really good. Actually.
Yep. On the Chig Discord, just to close it out, Chig just moves like Goofy. I'm actually wondering if maybe he's duck-footed, which I now think is bullish. So we may be raising Chig.
Exactly.
I literally
Move
will
him up.
review the range. I might end up moving him up.
Also, Jelly Boy did not put punctuation at the end, so that's how you know it
wasn't hostile. Yeah,
it was very real.
Out, like we like on a Friday. 100%. All right, man. Happy birthday again to Eric. Fun little way to do a stream. Still pretty long. Almost a Legendary Sickos we did.
I can't believe it. Yeah, I figured we would be wrapped up a lot sooner, but it wouldn't be you and I talking if we didn't didn't make it to at least almost 2 hours.
All right. Anything to shout out before we get out here?
No, 40% off Spike Week with for the leg up folks, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week. We'll get back into a normal rhythm when I'm not getting very old and having tornadoes blow through.
I hate to tell you we're getting older every single day, but I'll also mention that Matt Irby had a good.
Don't you see my hat?
Yeah, that's true. The hat keeps you young. Matt Irby had a good article out today on Legendary Upside. I'd recommend checking out, where he talked about some regression, tight end and receiver touchdown regression, highlighting some negative regression guys. Wrote more about Nick Westbrook-Akine than I expected, but it was good analysis.
I read it. That was I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. Nick Westbrook-Akine, what the hell?
Matt had that first. He had that as the first one, and I said, no. This at least has to be third in this part.
Stop reading, dude.
I know. That's what I was worried about. So, but the stuff that he has on McBride and Bowers.
Yep.
Bowers is a touch that McBride, everyone knows, didn't score any touchdowns, but Bowers being a positive touchdown regression candidate, pretty fun. So check out that article. I think you'll enjoy the read. And honestly, the Nick Westbrook-Akine stuff was interesting.
It was actually interesting
for deeper dynasty leagues. Yeah,
it just threw me.
Right.
It threw me.
Yeah, to be expected.
Exclamation!
See you guys later. Have a good weekend. Period.